The PL Show is brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kids Toothpaste. Hello there. I'm so happy you're here with us on the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. You're welcome to another inspiring edition where we talk to a woman of substance, a woman making change in the field of the endeavor here on the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. My name is Keminni, Amanor. The program is brought to you kind courtesy the Kel Toothpaste brands, Kel 360, Kel Kids, Kel Charcoal, Kel Happy Smile. Now, today the woman I'm going to talk to, when you hear FMCG and you hear Delta Paper Mills Limited or Alpha Industries and how they do so well on our media landscape, there is only one woman responsible for that. And when we come, we'll meet her. Don't go away.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
Hello there, it's good to see you here on the Kel Toothpaste PL Show. Thank you so much for making time this Sunday afternoon to watch us here on this channel and on YouTube. My name is Keminni Amanor. This program is brought to you kind courtesy the Kel Toothpaste brands, Kel 360, Kel Kids, and Kel Charcoal. Kel Happy Smile. If you're thinking Delta Paper Mill Limited, if you're thinking Flora, or you're thinking Top Choco from Alpha Industries, she is the brain behind why it's all over and in our faces. Please help me welcome Barbara Incoom. She's marketing director for these two companies.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
yes.
amazing.
Wow, indeed. You are wow. And we're happy to host you here.
I'm happy to be here.
You're welcome to the PL Show.
Thank you.
So, I mean, these wonderful things that you are doing. Now, everywhere I pass, I'm seeing Flora tissue. Everywhere I pass is Top Choco. We'll talk about how we got there. But tell us your story. Where does it start?
I grew up in Secondary Takrady, and I schooled there as well. But I attended Wesley Girls High School. That's where I wrote that time it was SSC.
Right.
And then from there I went to University of Cape Coast to study business management. I was posted to Tamale to do my national service, and I went.
After UCC?
Yeah, after UCC, and I went. And I think that experience has stayed with me, because leaving home for the first time and going all the way to the north, that time you had to go by STC, and it's about 12 hours. You set up 6 a.m., you get there 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And I went, and I had to be a teaching assistant at the Tamale Polytechnic then.
Right.
And that time I was so cute. Don't use the word cute.
You
very
still
small.
are.
And so when I stepped foot in the classroom, they were like, oh, this small girl coming to teach us.
Who is this one?
And who is this one? The second time I entered the class, they all left me in the classroom.
My goodness.
They walked out.
How did you feel about that?
In fact, I didn't know what to think, actually.
Your students decided that you are too small to teach them.
The small girl cannot teach us. So then someone said there's an NGO that is looking for national service personnel. So I went, and immediately they asked me to be the HR and admin manager.
Okay.
So that's where it started.
That's what you had studied in the university?
Yes,
HR
business
and
management,
okay.
you know. So I started, and I learned a lot. I worked there for 2 years, decided to come back to Accra. Worked in an insurance company, CDH Insurance then. And then after 2 years, I decided to move. But I think my story really starts when I joined Lentas, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, Lentas then. It's at Osu Akwaje. It's an advertising agency. do advertising, brand management, and all that. And I worked there for 9 years.
9 years.
Yes. And after a while, the company set up a facility management business. That's when oil was discovered in Ghana and all these international companies started coming in. And so then I was made the unit head.
Right.
And I had to head a department that was doing something I knew nothing about. That was facilities management. So I did some courses in facilities management as well. And that time, someone contacted me, one of the directors of the International Facilities Management Association, which is in the US, contacted me that they want to have a chapter in Ghana.
Right.
So then I helped them form a chapter in Ghana, and that chapter is doing very well. I worked in facilities management also for some time, and then I got bored.
You go bored. But we'll talk about that. What I've heard so far, is it that opportunities find you, or you prepare yourself for those opportunities when they come, or both? Because it seems there's a lot of serendipity in your story.
Yeah, personally, sometimes I look back and I'm amazed, But I know one thing that moves with me is whenever I work anywhere, within 3 months, I'm confirmed and promoted.
Instead of the usual 6 months.
Yes. Even at Delta, that's what happened. Within 3 months, they will come and say, look, you are confirmed, you are promoted.
I see.
It's followed me everywhere.
Wow. What do you think accounts for that? What about you gets your employers to like you, to want to work with you?
I think one thing I really learned at Wesley Girls that stayed with me is integrity and hard work and being very assertive. And I know sometimes some people cannot take it, but that's who I am. And I always say that whatever you give me to do, I give it my all.
Yeah.
And so I make sure my team also moves along with me. And I never stop learning. At least I will read. So when you give me a role and I don't even know anything about it, I go home and I learn. Yes, I read. I remember when I started working at Flora Tissues, my boss would say, hey, you message Barbara at 3 a.m. and she will reply to your text or she'll respond. And it's because I was up reading. I was up reading. And I also, when I have to make a point, I make it with all the energy I can master.
So there is conviction there.
Yes,
okay.
And if I'm convicted that this is right, if even you are the MD, I'll make my case to the point where you see reason. And I'm also able to pull my team along. I'm a very good team player.
Wow.
And I like grooming the people I work with. And so when I start work and they see these qualities in me, they just want to see me at the next level.
Right. And so for people who put integrity at the top of their list in the corporate world, they seem to gather a lot of enemies as well. What was it like for you working amongst young people, amongst men, and really rising above some of them?
What has also helped me is that everywhere I work, my bosses, let me say, they protect me.
You have
everywhere.
Their full support?
Yes, I have their full support because they know who I am. And so if even you go and tell them, Barbara said this or Barbara did this, they'll tell you to wait, let me call Barbara.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Everywhere I've worked. They'll tell you, wait, let me call Barbara.
Because they know you.
They know me. They know me. And so they know that when I approach anything or when you give me any task, I give it my all. And if I don't know, I'll ask, I pull my team along. If you are doing something and it's not right and I say it and you're offended, I'll make sure whatever happens, I'm able to defend it. But the normal workplace issues, like someone not being happy, someone trying to pull you down, I've encountered it several times, but I don't let it get to me.
At all?
No, not at all. I
see. And this is a very wholesome story because you're telling young people that you can be on the narrow and right path and still get to the top. I want us to take it all the way back before Wesley Girls, maybe even within Wesley Girls. What was the teenager Barbara like, the child Barbara? Did you always know that marketing was going to be the end point for you, where you get to the top? What were your dreams as a child?
I wanted to be an air hostess.
Hey, and you look it. You look it. You look
To
it.
be an air hostess. And then, so I remember, I mean, I had a cousin who was an air hostess. I like the way she dresses, always traveling and all that. Then I wanted to study law,
Right.
which I read later on.
Ah.
But I wanted to study law, but somehow I couldn't, I couldn't. And I just couldn't do it at that time. And I didn't really plan to be in marketing. But I always say my story at Delta Paper Mill or Flora Tissues is a story that should inspire anybody. Because after working 9 years in advertising, I wanted to move to the opposite side. I say maybe I'm at agency level. We work for companies, FMCGs and other companies. And I wanted to move to the other side. I wrote a number of applications. I didn't even get a call to interview. So I started working with another agency, which is called Brand 68. It's a UK-based agency that relocated to Ghana. I went there to be the head of the business.
Right.
And I worked there for 4 years. And then I stopped. And I said, look, I want to work for myself. I don't want to work for anybody again.
And which year was this?
That was 2020.
Okay.
So just when I resigned, then COVID hit.
How did that make you feel?
Oh, I was broke.
Tell me about this.
I was totally broke. I was totally broke. So one day I went to visit a friend, then I got a call. And the person said, oh, I'm calling from Delta Paper Mill. You applied for a position here yesterday, and we want you to come the following day to interview. I told my friend, but I didn't write any application.
Wow.
So my friend said, how about maybe someone send them your CV? I said, so my friend was like, you said you want to work for yourself. Will you go or will you not?
Yeah.
I said, I want to go and listen. So when I entered the premises, one thing with me is I like challenging jobs. So everywhere I've worked to, I've been the one to start a new department.
Amazing.
Everywhere. I've been the one to start. So I always go as the first person.
Yeah.
And
Or the leader of the team.
Yes, then I recruit my team. So when I entered Delta Paper and I saw the opportunity, because I entered the premises and I told God, this job is for me. Then I looked around and I saw all the things that could be changed or that could be improved. And I said, oh, so this company is here and we don't even know about it. So I went for the first interview, the second, the third.
3 interviews?
Over a period of 3 months.
Nana, you were broke.
Oh, I was very broke. 3 months before they finally called me that I can come and start. And when I walked into the company, I mean, they've operated for, at that time they had operated for 12 years with no marketing department.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Before you joined.
Before I joined.
Before we started hearing about it, it had been in existence
for 12 years. Yes.
My goodness.
People don't know that.
That's your magic touch there.
People don't know that.
You got the Midas touch.
People thought Flora Tissues just came out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
It's
Until
been
now.
there for 12 years before I joined. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Let's take a look at her story in pictures in the Sea to Oak segment. The Sea to Oak segment is brought to you by the Kel Kids toothpaste brand. If you're looking for something suitable for your children under the age of 6, try Kel Kids toothpaste. It's strawberry flavored. It's approved by FDA. You can always rely on the quality. Let's get back to our conversation with Barbara. What did you do with Flora Tissue then for us to know even about the parent company, Delta Paper Mill?
I think the work I did with the advertising agencies whilst I was working, they really helped me. Because when I found myself there, somehow I knew all the things I can do to put the brand out there. We had to rebrand because we had, I think Flora Tissues had about 6 or 7 like different logos. The products had to be aligned. The tissue brands were more than 20. So it was not only Flora, they had other brands, a lot of them. So my headache was, how am I going to market all this? Because it means you have to assign budget to each of them.
Right.
But like I said, everywhere I find myself, I find favor with my bosses.
Amazing.
So I just went to him. I said, in fact, for us to be able to do this, we need to rebrand. We need to start putting things together. And thankfully, he gave me all the support I needed, the free hand to do things. And so I just have to go and say, I think we should do this. I think we should do that.
All this while you were working alone as the head of marketing?
Alone. I didn't have a team.
You didn't have a team?
No.
Wow.
So as after my budget, my strategy, my plans, everything had been approved. And then they assigned me, actually I had to go and poach a graphic designer from another person's department. And then because of my agency background, once again, I was able to direct the designer to do the designs. I mean, design the billboard and all that. I sat down, and I still do, wrote the scripts for TV, for radio.
You were your own copywriter. That's what they are called, right?
Yes, copywriter.
You don't say.
Yes. And I get a production house to produce it. And then while they are producing it, I'll go on set to go and direct.
How long would you say it took you to turn around the story of Flora and Delta Paper Mill?
I'll say 6 months.
A company that had been in existence for 12 years.
Yes.
It took your efforts, 6 months of your efforts.
Yes, 6 months.
To turn it around.
6 months, yes. I remember, for example, our pocket tissue. The sales at the time I joined was very low. And I remember when we started the campaign, within 2 days, we got a call for, let's say, 2,000 boxes. And my CEO just came to my office and said, hey, we've got another, we've not gotten this order before.
God.
And then it started coming in to a point where we couldn't supply the market.
Do you pat yourself on the back enough for how magical you are?
Unfortunately, no.
Barbara has been sharing such great, tasty stories with us. And I mean tasty practically, because her story is so interesting. And you know, I'm even short of words how to describe her story. But that is Barbara's story. We'll hear more after this break. Don't go away.
Mommy.
Michelle say, fe. Yum.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Chocolate Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Kel Toothpaste PL show, brought to you by the Kel Toothpaste brands, Kel Kids, Kel 360, and Kel Charcoal, Kel Happy Smile. Let's get back to it. What do you think did the magic within that 6 months that flicks the switch?
I think one thing that also made it easier for us was that we started the campaign 2021. And that time we're coming out of COVID. And so it was easy to carve a message around COVID and let people know why they should use tissue and not cloth handkerchief, for example.
Wow.
You get it? And once we were able to come up with concepts that people can relate to, and then tell a story that people already knew or they can associate with, people are ready now to switch from the cloth handkerchief, because our first campaign was mainly on the disposable handkerchief. So people are ready to switch from the cloth handkerchief to the disposable handkerchief.
Now I want us to link to the 360 segment, was look at hair in her daily life.
Meet Madame Barbara Incoom, the marketing director for Delta Paper Mill Limited and Alpha Industries. She's a seasoned professional in marketing and brand management with over 19 years of experience driving transformative growth for leading brands. Recognized as one of Ghana's most accomplished marketing leaders, Madame Incoom has played a pivotal role in elevating brands such as Flora Tissues and Top Choco from relative obscurity to market dominance. Her journey is a testament to the power of vision, perseverance, and purposeful leadership, inspiring the next generation to dream boldly, lead with integrity, and create lasting impact.
Welcome back. This is the Kel Toothpaste PL show, brought to you kind courtesy the Kel Toothpaste brands Kel 360, Kel Kits, and Kel Charcoal. What do you think drives you as a professional?
People tell me it's the Wesley girls.
Who would argue?
The values I have now, I learned them in school. I can confidently stand anywhere and say I have integrity. Flora is doing well now because there is no supplier. And I know some people don't believe there's no supplier that can stand anywhere and say Barbara took 1 peso or 10 pesos from me. It's a no-go zone for me. And because of that, I've had very good people supporting me on the brand. And I want to succeed. I want to excel. I want to make sure everything I touch turns out better than I found it. And I have my own way of motivating my team. I have a very young team. All of them coming from school, national service, and I groom them. Yeah, so it's
easier to catch them young.
Yeah, it comes with the stress because sometimes you have to repeat yourself. You have to take them through certain things, but once they get it, I mean, it's good.
I did want to find out from you also. We've been talking a lot about Flora, but the companies are 2 in 1.
Yeah, 2.
There's the brand that produces Top Choco.
Yeah.
So when did that come into the picture?
When I joined, I was recruited to work with Delta Paper Mill. That time, we were producing a washing powder called Magix, and then the tissues. And then Alpha Industries produces the Top Choco, Top Choco spread, and then the 3 in 1.
When did that come into the picture?
So when I joined, I was recruited to work. Actually, I was employed as a marketing manager. And then 3 months' time, my boss walks into my office and says, I've been promoted, and added the Alpha to it.
And then you tell me that you are not patting yourself on the back. Who gets promoted in 3 months?
I was promoted. I think my confirmation was not even up. I had to do 6 months confirmation, but it was not up. 3 months. He said, he walked me up and said, Barbara, you know what? You are confirmed and you are promoted. So you do Flora and you do Top Choco, and it was done.
Amazing. But your story really fascinates me, Barbara. And the humility that comes with it, right? I don't understand. But I have a surprise for you.
Surprise.
Hey, surprise.
Really?
Okay then. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, Kumpa. Yeah,
I like it.
I like it. It's okay. Hey, silence my enemies. You put a smile on my face. You see.
Answered my prayer.
Oh, you're ready more. Yes, yeah. Oh.
Amazing. We decided to give you a little surprise.
But the surprise is a big one. As for PSA, she's my big sister. She's my friend. Oh,
amazing.
PSA, thank you.
I always tell you that, like, good person.
Oh.
You are the person that you want in a million. I don't know.
Oh.
I can't describe her back. I don't even know how to describe her. She's a woman. She got everything. Although it's possible become possible.
Amazing. I'm tearing too. Can we have some tissue, please?
Oh.
With that, all things are possible.
Oh.
A woman, I will really make sure say, I will make sure this thing. I'll make sure that and it will be done.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I Auntie Barbara.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know. My name is Yamin Khan. The many people whom you are. Na yemi pray and say, "Everything young couple, Uncle Swan, Mama will preach na and come true."
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Yami Shroud. Thank you very much. Love you too.
Yes,
Love you
and
too.
we love you too for surprising her for us. Thank you so much,
Oh.
PSA. We love it when we surprise her.
Oh, that's a big one. This is a big one.
And she was practically praying for you.
Oh, you know, I say I work with good people.
You do.
And they love me and I love them.
Amazing.
You see, they've got my interests at heart, and I also want to make sure they are okay.
You have also received some awards and recognition along the line. Talk to us about those.
I think I've received 6 awards. And the very first one, let me tell you the first one, because that's the one that really made me realize,
you're doing something.
Yeah, and people are looking at me. And that's the one that really touched me. That's when I won the marketing director of the FMCG industry. That's the FMCG awards. Once I was working with the advertising agencies, I wanted to work with FMCG companies, and I was not getting the opportunity. And then I find myself there, and within a year, I get the recognition, and I was, I got marketing director of the year. I was really surprised. That really touched me. And that was my very first award. After that, I picked 5 other awards. It tells me that people are watching, or people are seeing what I'm doing and they appreciate it. Yes.
Amazing. We've seen the work you're doing. We've hit your personal journey, the story of a personal journey. What do you do to relax?
I like decorating. Decorating. When I have the opportunity, I'll maybe go and sit somewhere. I like greenery. So I always tell my friends, maybe in my past life, I used to live in the forest.
Maybe you were a fairy.
Yes. So, I mean, if I find myself in a place where there are trees, I can just sit under a tree, just relax or lie down. Yeah, and that's what I do.
Let's take a look at the DIY segment brought to you by Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
So welcome to my DIY. I love to do things with my hands, and one of the things I really love to do is to make flowers with tissue. And so today I'm going to show you how to make flowers with floral tissues. You know, you take the tissue like this. So I'm going to fold it. Now I'm going to cut it. So you cut it in the shape of the flower you want to do. So, and then I open it up. Then you take your stick and then I push it through. So when I push it through, I'm now going to glue it to the stick, right? So I have my glue. Any paper glue can do. So I have my glue. So I have my flower beautifully done. Yeah, so I have my flower. See. So thank you for watching my DIY. I hope you love my beautiful bouquet made with floral tissues. Buy a box of floral tissues, make your own beautiful bouquet, post it and tag us, and you stand a chance to win a beautiful gift from floral tissues. Thank you.
That's the DIY segment for you. Fantastic things that Barbara is able to do with her hands. But listen, if you're looking for a suitable toothpaste for you and your family that has activated charcoal in it, I recommend the Kel Charcoal Toothpaste brand, and it will help keep your mouth free of toxins, free of cavities, free of gum disease, and most importantly, when you talk to somebody, your breath will be fresh all day. And so go grab the Kel Charcoal Toothpaste and tell us, let us know how you felt using the Kel Charcoal Toothpaste brand. But Barbara, we also want to say thank you. Our sponsors, the Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, Roma, and the Kel toothpaste brands, we also want to say thank you to you as you have honored our invitation to share your very magical story with us. Thank you so much for coming. We also have this. Yes, for every woman who comes here. I call your attention.
I've always wanted to own an accessory.
Hey, then we have brought you one. Then we have brought you one. You know, for every woman who comes here, you're a queen. And the symbol of your queenship is always the asesegwa. You're an amazing woman. You're phenomenal. You're great at what you do. And we can only wish that you continue to do it over and over again. Thank you so much for coming.
I really love this. It's so beautiful.
Thank you so much. Indeed. Thank you so much for coming.
And thank Kel Toothpaste.
Yes.
For the gifts.
Indeed.
I truly appreciate it.
Absolutely, Barbara.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching us. This has been a very exciting and educative episode of the Kel Toothpaste PL show. This story is not one you find in a classroom. No matter the length of education that you have. That is why we bring women like Barbara here who have very interesting, fascinating and inspiring stories to tell us. So thank you for watching. The Kel Toothpaste PL show will come your way again next week. The show is brought to you kind courtesy Kel 360, Kel Kits, and Kel Chaco. Kel Happy Smell. I'm Keminni Amanor. And remember, I'll be right here next week with another inspiring episode of the Kel Toothpaste PL show. Bye-bye from us.